141 points. Lewis Goff, 135. Lucas Scales, 115. Cameron Nelson, 108. Caden Higgins, 106. And Teish van Wyk, 106. Obviously, the drivers in this heat are not registering with points just yet. They will when they enter the circuit. It's going to be that man there, Theo Palmer, in the XL Motorsport kart. XL Motorsport team originally founded, I think, in conjunction with Kevin Day and Paul Hardy. Dan Hart, who is now running the team out in the UAE. They've been coming over to Europe in the last couple of years. They race at Kart Masters. Really, turning into a top international style team. And if I didn't say that, Ash Whiteman would beat me up, apparently. But allegedly, if he could try. Here we go. Here's your starting lineup then. It is Theo Palmer and Mattheo DAUVERGNE on row number 1. Mathis Omaitre and Noah Janssen on row 2. Boas Maximov and Leonidas Peruzzi, row 3. Vivian Gionnet and Kai Clark, row 4. The main Zain El Homassani and Maxime Prudent on row 5. Lilian Suarez and Antoine Grisel on row 6. Lorenzo Giovanni Giaquinto and Casper Nissa on row 7. Matteo Natino and Laura Bubanova, row 8. Noah Barham and Rayan Bourguignon, row 9. Uros Bogdanic and Michael Solstice, row 10. Will Archer and Martin Lichner on row 11. Yuri Levar and Johan Zablinski, row 12. JJ Ambrose and Kirstian Syerson, row 13. Maxim Kerwin, watch for the Kiwi, and Eva Morris on row number 14. Rafael Youssef at the back, along with Lenny Robino Lagash, Roman Saye, Timon Trinka, Jay Jacke, Kai Vich, Giacomo Di Pasquale and Nathan Kappen. 36 karts, all on circuit. And Palmer had a win yesterday, which was, a great result for both Theo and the team, a real confidence booster. But DAUVERGNE on the outside in that black and red kart, the number 276 machine for the PB kart team, also very, very strong.
Et attention à ce départ. Oh, ça semble compliqué ce départ. Ouais, c'est raté. On le sentait venir avec un tour supplémentaire de formation. Il y avait beaucoup d'écart entre Theo Palmer et Matteo DAUVERGNE. Et de fait, la direction de course n'a pas validé cette mise en action. Et on est donc reparti pour un tour de formation. Theo Palmer qui s'est imposé hier. Matteo DAUVERGNE qui, lui, est pour l'instant 8e au classement provisoire puisqu'il n'a pas encore couru, il n'a pas encore marqué ses points. Mais on va avoir une vision plus complète, évidemment, après cette deuxième manche de qualification sur le classement intermédiaire de cette catégorie junior. Voilà les pilotes qui sont aux ordres maintenant des différents marshals, des différents commissaires de piste pour bien former les deux colonnes de cette grille de départ et ensuite bien respecter les consignes et l'accélération jusqu'à la ligne qui est validée ensuite par le directeur de course Manuel Branco.
We line up again as we head down the Chemin-au-Boeuf Straight. As we look now, I mean, before we get on to the rest of the drivers, I don't know. Apparently, Dan Hart's bedroom back in Dubai has got posters of Ash Orchard all over the wall. Big posters of Ash's face. I'm not quite sure why. Apparently, he's cut a hole in part of the face. I will tell you which one. It's only a small hole, however. I don't know. Rumours, just rumours, only rumours. Here we go. We come through the paddock, virage to paddock. Palmer, DAUVERGNE, Omaitre, the plain white kart. Matthew Omaitre from France likes to represent Senegal, his homeland. And we're into the tram line once again.
Et cette fois, c'est bon.
Here we go. Lights are out. We are off and racing. And Senegal P2 into turn 1 behind Theo Palmer. And now this is a real good test for Theo Palmer. He's won a race already. Now, can he lead from the front, control the nerves, control the competition, and control 35 other hungry junior Rotax drivers right from the word go. Very important indeed. There's a
Oh, oh là 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 là, attention, ça va revenir.
Ometry in the middle of the track.
Yeah, c'est au maître qui a été un petit peu poussé, je pense, par Matthéo d'Auvergne au freinage du banking, et il a perdu le contrôle de son kart, malheureusement. Mathis Aumetre qui repart en dernière position de ce peloton, alors que l'on n'a pas encore couvert un tour et que Theo Palmer du coup eh bien, se retrouve largement en tête.
What I was going to say, well spotted there, Eric, but Ometre, he may be last, but he can thank his lucky stars because, oh, there's more contact coming out of turn number 1. That was an MKC Motorsport kart, possibly a Matteo Natino. Well, Ometre spinning backwards up the track and stopping in the middle of a corner in front of 30 other drivers, all of whom missed him. That is a lucky escape, you know, if you look at it some ways. And Ometre, who at the moment has dropped out of the top 10, well, Theo Palmer would be starting second on the grid for the superheat as things stand. Although, as I look up, I think Palmer may have lost. Nope, there goes Palmer across the line. He would have 136 points, so that is the best that he could do. This is for a place on the outside of row 1 of the superheat for Theo Palmer. Ometre, meanwhile, he came across the line 36th at the end of lap number 1. He's already picked up 1 position because sadly Rafael Youssef for the Sodi Kart team in kart number 231, the BRK Sodi Kart team is out of the race. So already Ometre is able to start picking his way back up the field. Can he get back into the top 8 in the point standings?
Mathis Aumetre qui est lancé dans une folle remontée. Il a déjà repris du terrain et il est au milieu du peloton. Maintenant, c'est vrai que pour aller chercher une place importante au niveau du capital point marqué, ça va être compliqué pour le pilote du kart 293, mais il n'abdique pas, il est au milieu du peloton, il se ferait un chemin et il va dépasser, encouragé évidemment par ses supporters et son équipe sur le bord de la piste, alors que devant, eh bien c'est sous contrôle, hein. C'est le moins qu'on puisse dire pour Theo Palmer qui compte quasiment 1 seconde d'avance sur Matthéo d'Auvergne, et Peruzzi et Maximov qui sont lancés à la poursuite du français, mais pour l'instant ça reste infructueux. Complète le top 5 Kay Clark.
Fastest lap, surprise, surprise, Maxim Kerwin for the 3rd race in succession. Oh, and somebody has parked against the barriers out on the banking, getting back underway. Oh, that was Lorenzo Giaquinto in kart 280. The MKC Motorsport team having a bit of a rough start. Maxim Kerwin, well, Ed Matthews has lit the proverbial fire under Maxim Kerwin's backside, and suddenly Maxim, well, he's having the day of his life so far, the weekend of his life so far, because he was fast yesterday. If only he learned how to qualify, the New Zealander would be a major factor here in juniors. As it is, he's done it again. 55.583 seconds. You know, this is sometimes where a driver, and you know, all these young drivers that, you know, the mechanics are there, they'll be agreeing with me. There comes a weekend where suddenly everything clicks. You're trying to coach your drivers, tell the drivers what to do, and it can get frustrating when they don't listen. And then you think, oh, will they ever get it? And then suddenly, boom, it all falls into place. Is this the weekend? It all falls into place for Maxim Kerwin. He's already gained 9 positions, and he is going faster than anybody else on the circuit once again. Boaz Maximov in 3rd takes the fastest lap away from Kerwin, but Kerwin, don't forget, is in thick traffic. Maximov, the second kart on your screen, the green and white Tony kart, he is just chasing the race leaders.
Oui, Maximov qui est en train de faire une très belle remontée vers les avant-postes avec, il y a quelques instants, il était au contact de Matteo d'Auvergne dans cette partie du tracé là où on va vers le banking. C'était un petit peu moins performant, mais il revient au bout de la ligne droite du chemin au bœuf, le virage du paddock ici, et on va retrouver ces trois pilotes très largement détachés. Théo Palmer qui semblait irrémédiablement en tête et largement dépassé, et bien voit revenir maintenant Matteo d'Auvergne qui vient de signer le meilleur temps. Il a senti la menace Maximov se préciser, du coup il accélère et il revient au contact de Théo Palmer qui va s'imposer entre ces trois garçons. Palmer, d'Auvergne, Maximov, le suspense est entier. Du côté de notre malheureux pilote français, alors où est-il, le 293? Je ne le vois plus. Bref, on va le retrouver. Voilà, Mathis au mètre, oui, il est reparti en 32e position, donc il a dû se passer quelque chose parce qu'il était remonté aux alentours de la 23e position.
Yeah, or Maitre now picking up places, left hand over fist. There's the move. Oh, it was a late lunge from Mattheo d'Auvergne. That was a deep dive. The last time I saw a dive that deep, they ended up finding the Titanic. And at the outside of the final corner, JJ Ambrose has had a crash and he is in the wall. The youngster in his very first weekend in a full-size kart. He was doing really, really well, but I'm trying to think together. There was an MKC motorsport driver coming across the start-finish line, but JJ is there already up and out of the kart and walking away. So sadly, he is out of the race. Looking down to see, well, d'Auvergne has now obviously in the race lead, and he would start second on the grid. Theo Palmer would now start fourth on the grid. Still Boaz Maximov there, third on the road. He would be sixth overall on the superheat grid, but it is d'Auvergne from Palmer and Maximov, and I'm wondering, well, it's either second or fourth on the grid for Theo Palmer. I would want to try and get back in front of d'Auvergne to make sure that I'm on the front row of the grid for tomorrow's superheat.
D'Auvergne qui donne tout, maintenant qu'il est aux commandes de la course, on le voit vraiment attaquer au maximum. Il a signé, je vous le rappelle, le meilleur temps lors de son dernier passage sur la ligne de chronométrage, 54,737 pour le français, et on le voit vraiment utiliser tous les centimètres, le moindre centimètre de la piste pour soigner absolument ses trajectoires, tenter de se mettre à l'abri d'un retour de Théo Palmer, parce qu'on va rentrer dans le dernier tour, me semble-t-il, ou des deux derniers tours. On va le savoir dans quelques instants, mais là, Matteo d'Auvergne, il fait une fin de course très très costaud, très musclé. Voilà pour ce passage sur la ligne. Voilà le dernier tour effectivement pour Matteo d'Auvergne qui vient encore une fois d'améliorer son chrono. Je vous le disais, il était à l'attaque maximale, 54,546. Théo Palmer est toujours en deuxième position. Maximov est troisième. Peruzzi quatrième. Clark cinquième. Et entre le quatrième et le cinquième, à mon avis, c'est pas encore fini.
I can say d'Auvergne setting a new fastest lap of the race on the penultimate lap. We're now on the final lap through the Maison Blanche S's. Theo Palmer, though, is closing in. This race is not over yet. So d'Auvergne did a very, very late lunge into Virage Technopark a couple of laps ago. Will Palmer try the same? Oh, he thinks about it. d'Auvergne is defending. Can Palmer do the cutback coming onto the start-finish straight? I don't think he's got time. No, not quite. d'Auvergne hangs on. And, three wide behind as they cross the line. d'Auvergne wins by 0.09 of a second over Theo Palmer. With Boaz Maximov third. Leonidas Peruzzi has, finally woken up. He's finally sort of getting to grips with the level of aggression that you need at these high level events, which bodes really well for the Grand Finals later this year, of course, which Leonidas and his brother Achilles have already qualified for. And Kai Clark, good result for Kai in 5th position. Casper Nissen, Noah Janssen, Antoine Grissel, Lilian Suarez, Yuri Levar from 23rd to 10th. Then other drivers to note, well, surprise, surprise, gaining 13 places. Maxim Kerwin in 14th, but let's have a look back at some of the highlights in a moment. Matisse Ometre there finishes 31st. He was higher than that after his early race spin, but I believe he may have been involved in the incident with Matteo Natino and JJ Ambrose. Let's have a look. This is where, oh my word. Now I didn't see that, and well, Mr. Ometre did not spin on his own, and I will say no more about that. This was early defensive driving there. Theo Palmer having a great start. Dauvergne in 2nd, having to catch up, and Dauvergne did catch up. There's the move by Maximov. Maximov trying to make the move, but eventually he would get past Theo Palmer and takes a very close win on the road. But I have a feeling that one might run a little bit afterwards.